Patscast, the unofficial Regina Pats podcast. My name's Matt.
I'm Chris.
And we are a proud member of the Saskatchewan Podcast Network. This is our episode for March the 8th, 2020.
That will do it. Pats get a 7-4 win over the Moose Jaw Warriors. And Spencer Welke is a winner at his first start in the WHL. Carson Denovy across the Warrior blue line. Drives wide on David Hunt, bottom right circle. Centers and they score! Cole Carrier has his second of the night. Here into the offensive zone, left circle. In front for Brook and he scores! Jacob Brook has his first as a Pat.
Okay, everyone, welcome to Patscast live on Facebook. Back on live thanks to, I did some problem solving with the internet, and here we are. Happy to be back. Again, also on Twitter. Now, Facebook's going to be maybe getting to be our primary medium for doing this live. I think it allows a little bit better of the user interaction, but of course it'll always be on Twitter, as well as podcast. You can download the podcast later on, and replays are also available on both those platforms. If you're not following us on Twitter and Instagram at WHL Patscast, Twitter's so Facebook Live for the video, but Twitter for our during the rest of the week and interactions, I think, is your best bet. Anything else you want to say before we get right into it?
No, I think that's pretty good.
So again, you can comment on our Facebook video or the Twitter thread that we put up, and we'll get those on screen for you. Matt Rose already got one in, and he was wondering, hey, no Twitter? Of course there's Twitter, Matt. We'll never abandon Twitter. That was our bread and butter to start. But where Facebook just allows a little bit more of that user interaction, which is great. So, do you want to get into this week?
I guess so. Right into it.
Yeah. So it was a week. Going into it, what did we predict? We were hoping for that win against Moose Jaw. We thought that was a winnable game, and then we were hoping for a split against Saskatoon if we could win one. We've had some success against them lately and played them well, and here we are. We were talking about how we wanted to go about
So in
this.
the end, we did get 4 points.
Yeah, exactly. We kind of got a split in a sense, in a way. We were talking about how we want to do this, but I think chronological is just the best because there's so much that happened in that Moose Jaw game that we have to talk about it. First, let's talk about the good. Like when I was watching Moose Jaw, they're bad. Yeah. They're a bad team, and we were watching that, and it started off. I thought, if we lose this game, we have to beat these guys. We're better than them by far.
Yeah, much better. Yeah.
In my opinion, we're a way better team than them.
And I even saw an interview with the GM earlier in the season, and he's like, "Oh, I want to limit this non-playoff run to 1 year." Like, it didn't sound like they were going to sell Tracy and Evan off and fire the coach and all this, and they're going to make a push for the playoffs. And, well, plans have changed, and they've sold off everybody, and they're looking just to tank, really.
They're bad. They are bad. They don't even look like they're playing hard or trying. Like, they were horrid. And I thought, if we lose this team, that's not good.
Yeah.
And it kind of was close for a little bit, closer than I thought it should be.
Yeah.
And then we eventually took it to them. Some great storylines in this game, too. So Spencer Welke getting his first start. Kind of I want to say rough. Like, he did not play poorly, but his first shot's a penalty shot.
No, he did make one save.
Was it?
It was his second shot. It was
Okay.
a penalty shot. Yeah.
So second shot's a penalty shot. Not so great there.
He got
tough shot, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
Martin Lang, he's a skilled player. He's got some scoring touch, and he made a great play for a goal.
So no worries there. It wasn't his next shot, but soon thereafter.
A huge defensive breakdown.
Oh, huge. Like, guy just standing on the dot and could walk in and take a free shot on him. Like,
yeah.
So
the 20-year-old comes in and snipes a goal. Like, you can't blame him for that.
The goals against, I'm not concerned about at all. No worries there. Now it was nice the team rallied around him and really and played well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they played well enough to, and they started to put up the the points and played that full 60 minutes. And I think Moose Jaw just maybe they were lucky we didn't get more, and then it fell apart for them, which was nice for us.
Yeah, we kind of took it to them in the third period.
Yeah,
there.
yeah, we
Finally
had to.
broke the dam open, and
We had to take it to them
and let them up. I like how they switched out their goalie after the second goal.
Yeah,
and
that
then-
was a little. I mean,
I don't know
what
if that
are
was
they
just
playing
a.
for?
I think that was maybe just a try to do one of those wake up calls. It's maybe not the goalie's fault, but I mean, then we score 5 more on the other goalie. So it's like,
Yeah.
well, did that
Yeah.
really work? No.
No, clearly not.
But I see they called up their prospect from the context of the Blazers, one of the two. I can't remember which one. So he's kind of highly touted. So I don't know if he played last night or not, but I see they got whooped by Winnipeg, like 8-1. But I wonder if he's going to get a run here now with the team basically out of it, right?
So before we get into the mess, let's get through the good things. So Welke, nice start for him.
Yeah.
And how about Carrier then? So a guy we picked up is around the trade deadline from Kelowna, right? And hadn't really got to see a lot of him do a lot. Not that he was bad. We had recognized his effort, some of his back checking early on. Like he wasn't getting the points, his name on the score sheet, but he seemed to be a really hard-working player.
Yeah.
So that was, I mean, you're happy with that alone.
Yeah, and he's got some
working like that.
He's got some size, so he's not afraid to get physical or go to the corners and stuff like that.
And then he had this coming out game.
Yeah,
right?
that first goal he scored coming off the rush. Oh, that was very nice.
Beautiful. And then, so if people have been listening for a while, you know I bring my hat trick hat to certain games. And this is one that I had brought to because I thought, well, if we're going to get a hat trick, this game could be it. So had one there, and then he gets 2. And then shortly after his second, he had a beautiful chance for a third.
The post.
Like, you're not going to get a better chance of that for a hat trick goal.
Yeah.
So he unfortunately didn't convert that. Denemy ended up with 2. Well, that line, you had Denemy, Chorney, and Carrier, 5 goals. I don't know how many points.
Yeah, it was quite a few. So
yeah, so awesome line there. So it was coming out party for him. Really, he Gordie Howe hat trick, got in a fight too.
Yeah.
And you know what? Now that we mentioned that, maybe that's why he was out the next game. Not as a suspension, maybe just I don't know. But usually you don't heal up after one night. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he missed Friday night in Saskatoon.
Missed Friday, which is too bad. Yeah,
he was right back at it Saturday night. Here.
Yeah. Regardless, so you got some good interviews with
from that game. Yeah.
After that game, and then we'll get through this, and then we'll talk a little bit about the aftermath.
Yeah,
so
we
to
don't
speak.
we don't really discuss that in these interviews here. So
no,
but just fine. Here's Welke first up.
First start, first win, got them both out of the way tonight. How did that feel?
It feels good. Obviously, to get the first one out of the way right away, it feels good. I'm happy with the effort the boys gave me tonight, and for sure, it feels unreal.
It was a tight game there for most of the game. What was your mindset going into this?
I think the boys handled the puck for most of the game, which gave me a chance really to settle in and get some confidence. And in the third, when they started putting some pressure on, I felt a little bit more comfortable and I was ready to make some saves.
Yeah, and a couple extra goals by the team in the third period that probably felt real good.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when they give you that cushion, it gives you some confidence and lets you settle in for sure.
It's kind of been a whirlwind few days here for you. Here, back to Saskatoon, PA, all around. How's it been on you?
Well, I mean, it's part of hockey, right? Obviously, that's a lot of travel in the last couple of days, but anytime you're getting a call up or going back to play playoff hockey, I mean, it doesn't matter the travel. It's I love the game, and I'm willing to travel anywhere for it, so that's for sure.
What are you looking forward to the rest of this season here, getting a little bit of a chance with the Pats?
Yeah, I think it's huge for me just to come in here and get some confidence. Obviously, today is huge for me. That's a milestone just to get my foot in the door, get my feet wet, and just really realize what I have to work on for next year. This is where I plan to be next year, and this is where I want to be next year. So going into the off season, just gain some confidence and realize kind of what I need to work on to be here full time next year.
Awesome. So that's nice to hear from Spencer Welke after his first WHL start and first win. He was mentioning kind of the back and forth, and he was traveling around a lot. That was after trying to get my dates right.
That's Tuesday.
The Mintos had lost and they were out
Yeah.
at that point.
So
right? Okay.
he backed up Friday night. I'm trying to think about it now. He backed up Friday night, but they played Saturday, so he couldn't go to Medicine Hat to back up. So that's where we call that emergency backup goalie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, well he'll back up on Tuesday, and Buskey will start on Tuesday, and then all of a sudden Buskey's unavailable, like we talked about last episode. And here he's thrown into the fire to start the game Tuesday. Okay, great. And then we had the emergency backup again on Tuesday. But it worked out, And we were like thinking, oh, he should get a start against at least one of these Moose Jaw games, right? There's 3 left. Get him a start.
Why not?
And sure enough, we get him a start in the first Moose Jaw game, and it went well. So
totally, and that's a good team to play against. The basement dweller, brutal team like Moose Jaw. May as well start against them and get some WHL exposure. And I mean, they have a few talented players, but they suck. They're dumpster fire.
Anyways, all right, now I got Carrier here next. 2-goal performance.
So like we just said, Carrier, awesome games.
Yeah.
If this is what he can bring, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So
First game with Moose Jaw here. How was that for a rival?
I think it was it's just an amazing game. The intensity was high. There's fights in the game, many goals being scored, tensions coming a bit high at the end. Just an opportunity of a lifetime game, I feel like.
Going into this game, did you think the intensity was going to be that high with kind of 2 non-playoff teams here?
Yes and no. I feel like it could have been high because we're so close to each other just on the map, but then also not because, like you said, neither of us are in the playoffs.
Couple goals tonight. How's it feel to get a couple here? It's been a while since you got one.
Just an amazing feeling. Can't thank my teammates and coaches enough for giving me the opportunity to go out and do that.
You had a couple chances for a third one there at the end there.
Yep, hitting the post stings a little bit, but getting to come back down the ice not too long later and get an assist on one of my teammates' goals, definitely still happy with that.
Coming to Regina, how have you fit in here with this organization?
I feel like I fit in well. I like the style of game that the coaches want us to play, and I like the culture of the team, getting pucks in deep and going to the hard, gritty areas of the ice. That's my type of game. I feel like I like being in those areas, and that's, I think, what worked for me today, and hoping to keep continuing that, and hopefully looking to stay.
Yeah, and you going into next season, what are you kind of looking forward to?
Hopefully bringing more to the team. Definitely points-wise, just like being a bigger, stronger guy on the ice and pulling more of my weight around here.
What do you look to improve upon your game in the off-season here?
I feel like I need to improve on overall quickness, starting from a stop and getting my feet moving up ice. Maybe looking around and picking my head up more often, looking for my teammates on the ice, and definitely hands work and how I read the ice.
Awesome. Again, so that's Cole Carrier after his breakout game with the Regina Pats. 2 goals. Did he have assists too?
Yeah, you said the assist.
Yeah, assist and
Chorney goal, I think it was there.
And and a fight.
Yeah.
Big game. So I like the question you asked about, again, these interviews, you're only going to hear these here. So Chris is down in those scrums. You might get little
not even
clips.
Scrum, it's one-on-one.
Oh, it's not even scrum.
No, it's just
not
me
even.
and
just Chris down there.
Wants, yeah.
So, we're the only ones bringing in these comments. So, that was, so what I was saying is I like the question about the intensity. Should we be expecting that, or was he expecting that with 2 non-playoff teams? And whether we were expecting it or not, it was there. And it's these guys, like and then you asked about next year. They're playing for next year. They're trying to make a statement. They're not guaranteed a spot either.
No,
right?
You look at Welke's comments. He's like, I want to be here, and so getting this few games of action is good for him. So he knows what he has to do to push for the starter's job next year.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a big topic too, is our goaltender situation we've been talking about lately. Buskey's proving to be serviceable, but he's a 20-year-old. Is it something the Pats want to do? Keep a 20-year-old on as a goaltender, and if you can not fill a spot with a goaltender, maybe that's better, right?
Yeah.
So Welke might be trying to make that push, and yeah.
Yeah, and then I got some comments from Struch after that game. I don't know if you want to listen to that. It's a little longer, 3 minutes long.
Yeah, I think so. He's always...
Yeah, he
he's
was
got
pretty
some-
happy with that
Yeah.
that effort that night.
You know, I thought that we played really good. They tried to take it away from us in the third. Penalties got us in a little bit of trouble, but we were just talking about it. They're a team that's a like team with us. It's a team that we should compete hard against, as they did with us tonight. And the overall game, the way we broke out of our zone, the glitch in the second goal defensively was flawed defensively. And other than that, I thought we played really good there. The fact that we played hard and finished right to the end here was really important for us, especially going into this weekend.
Thoughts on throwing Spencer Welke into the fire and letting him win?
Well, it's not quite the way you want to start it. Penalty shot and the breakdown defensively, but I thought he did a good job. He worked really hard looking for pucks. And defensively, we cleaned up secondary. They didn't get too many secondary shots, and that's something that we've really prided ourselves on this year, and it's something our team has developed into playing the right way defensively. And then tonight was the first opportunity in a lot of games here, because we played some top end teams, for us to play more with the puck. Mm-hmm. And you can see we got to create some offense. We got to score some nice goals. So there's some reward to doing things right, and the guys should feel good about that.
Is there a conscious thing to the guys in the room when they see a young kid coming into the net first game and they want to respond for him?
Yeah, I think that's a credit to the people that they are. We've talked about it a lot, you and I, about what kind of dressing room culture, atmosphere, environment, whatever word you want to use, that we have in there. And because we've got such good people, first and foremost, they do think about that when we have new guys in. And we've had a lot of new guys this year. Lots of names have come through the team this year. So, being welcomed into something like this, and then the guys playing that hard is important for anybody, and it's good for us in the future.
Getting a win like this over a similar team and scoring a lot of goals here tonight, does that give the team some confidence?
Well, yeah, and it's for us as a staff, as coaches, it's proof that when you play the right way without the puck, you get to have the puck more. And we do the right things against the top end teams. We are at the bottom of the food chain, so we have to do those things right, and the guys did it for 60 minutes tonight, and rewarded for it.
Great, yeah, good comments. He was talking about Welke, and we had Renee Aaron writing in saying Welke did awesome. Yeah, we agree, Renee. Thanks for the comment through Facebook Live. Yeah, I agree. I think what more can you ask for from a 17-year-old making his first WHL start?
And yeah, not much even like backup experience or practice experience with the team.
Yeah,
jumping right from midget right into junior here.
Yeah, and you can just see the team around him. I mean, they know it was going to be tough, and he might be a little nervous, and they played their butts off for him too, which is just, it's awesome to see.
Yeah, and like I said, they limited the shots, second chances. They did score one goal on a rebound chance where it just went right to the Moose Jaw player, and none of the guys could jump on that rebound, and they scored. And yeah things are like that. Things like that are going to happen, but yeah, I think they limited the quality chances to a minimum.
Okay. Now let's get into the post game. The game was nearly over. This was actually broadcast on Access, and they caught a little bit of it, but not what started it. Now, when I was listening to post game on the way home, Phil and Al had no idea what started this whole thing. They didn't see it. So anyone who doesn't know what happened, Hunt, what's his first name? Damian Hunt. Damian Hunt.
So No, before that.
Okay, before that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the puck was in the Pats end.
Yeah.
And one of the Pats players unknowingly just kind of shot the puck away after the buzzer had gone.
Okay.
Just shot it.
Not
at a Moose Jaw player or anything. Just pushed it away from them. I don't know who it was exactly, so I don't want to guess, but he just forgot that it was Welke's first win.
Yeah,
and maybe just in the excitement, he just kind of shoved the puck away, and instead of grabbing it, so that's kind of where it started, and it went down to the Moose Jaw end.
No, it didn't go to their end.
Oh, okay.
No way. I remember seeing it because as soon as that started happening, it was maybe at our blue line in the neutrals between the blue and the red line.
Okay,
it was not very far.
It wasn't in our end though, because
it wasn't our end. Fair enough, but it wasn't like it was down at their goal. They didn't we didn't shoot it at their goal
hard,
or anything.
Yeah, he
like
just
that.
kind of shoved it away.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah,
Damian Hunt takes it upon himself. He's obviously smart enough,
thinking
of what's going on.
Yeah,
takes the puck. Robbie Holmes was it Holmes that pursued him?
Yes, but even the refs pursued him.
Yes,
the refs knew what was going on.
Yes, they saw what was going on.
And they
Robbie
tried to
Holmes
stop it.
goes after him. He physically picks up the puck, skates over to the glass, throws it over. Like, I could not believe he did that. I could not. I was, and we'll now we're fans, right? That you have a bit of, but Pat's cast as a fan's perspective, and that's what we're not representing the Regina Pats here. I like to think I represent the fan part of this, and I was absolutely pissed. And not that I like to see someone get hurt, but what Damian Hunt did was, and I tweeted it, and I do not apologize for it. I think it was a disgusting act, and I called out the Moose Jaw Warriors for it. Now, there was a comment back on that saying, well, it was just one kid, and yeah, it was, but you know what? It represented the Moose Jaw Warriors. I didn't see them offer an apology saying it didn't represent their franchise and the way they like to behave. Maybe that happened behind closed doors. I don't know. But as a franchise, the Moose Jaw Warriors did not apologize for it. And I hate it, and I hate them. But I will say I loved it. I love seeing this, and I love the passion, and I like that it's back. And as a fan, I do not take it so seriously beyond that. Like, if I saw Damian Hunt sitting beside us, I would have nothing against him.
Yeah.
But as a Moose Jaw Warrior, I have everything against him. And that's what it is. That's what it's about to me in sports. It's about the name on the front, not the back. I will have nothing against, and it's fine. I wish him health and success. But as a Moose Jaw Warrior, I hope they are terrible forever. They never win, and they get relegated to SJ. But I'm so happy the rivalry's back. There's that passion. I know there was one Moose Jaw fan that commented that, and he said, good for him. You know what? If a Regina player did that, I'd probably be saying the same thing. I don't like it, but good on you. And it's brings back some fun, and there was a lot of passion, and it's going to continue on. What do you want to say about it?
Yeah, I'll let you run with it, but I'll throw in a couple 2 cents here. Yeah, he is a young kid. He's only 17, but he is wearing a letter, so you think he's a little bit of a little bit of a leader. But I mean, they are kids. But he knew what he was doing.
Oh, he
totally
knew exactly.
But I'll echo your sentiments, and nice to see the rivalry get sparked up, because there hasn't been a Regina Moose Jaw rivalry in a while. Like, we've been focused on Swift Current the last few years. We've played them in the playoffs. We've played them in the Memorial Cup. You know, we've had some real big battles with Swift Current. And Moose Jaw, not so much over the past few years, right? So it's nice to see that kind of spark up a bit.
100%. So we can talk about the suspensions too. Now this is kind of odd. So Hunt got 2. So it was Hunt and Holmes in like the main brouhaha.
Yeah.
Holmes got extra for past suspensions. Fine. I can see that.
Yeah, so he got instigator penalty and leaving the bench penalty, but I mean, like, everybody left the bench. It's a tough situation.
Yeah. It was after everyone was off the bench.
But they cited repeat offender, which is true. He had been suspended 3 times prior. He just got back for suspension.
He did.
Unfortunately. But yeah, I don't think 4 games is unwarranted. that's fine.
No, it was, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That's fine. Hunt got 2. Robbie got extra for all his past, and then Skater, fine.
Yeah.
But then Chorney and the other buddy,
Nolan
Jones,
Yeah.
got 3.
Yeah, 3 each. So
they determined that to be more, because we could theoretically think that Holmes would have got 2.
at least
Or
2.
maybe 3.
Yeah.
So they're classifying that other fight
Yeah,
as worse.
I didn't even go back and rewatch that fight because the Access video was just focused on the Holmes and Hunt situation.
And I didn't even. There was a couple there was another fight, but
there was a fight, and
I
then
don't
a
know
couple
why
of
that one was they determined as worse than.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that. 3 games each for those guys, but at least it wasn't. It could have got way worse, right? Because the whole teams of the Pats is on the ice. There's a whole bunch of Moose Jaw players on the ice, a bunch of them on the bench, and it kept cool for as bad as it could have got, I thought.
Well, Renee writes in, I'm actually very surprised this didn't cause a bench brawl as bad of a fight as it was. I think Hunt obviously needed the hard lesson, and it's sad that he's a great player. He has potential to be a team leader next year, but you don't want a leader being such a dink like that. Just my opinion. I think that's actually probably a lot of people's opinion.
Yeah.
If he's a good player that did not show a lot of class, I don't.
Yeah.
And you're right. Like Chris was just saying, we're lucky it didn't escalate. Because the whole Pat team was on the ice.
Yeah, it could have got real
Because it was
bad.
after the game. Like,
exactly.
It could have.
Yeah.
And then, oh my... If
so
that
cooler
happened...
heads prevailed there, which was, you don't really want to see that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it could have got real ugly.
Yeah.
So thank goodness it didn't. I think Hunt may have learned his lesson.
Yeah.
I think he got pumped a little bit.
Yeah, I think he took... I should have looked to see if he was actually in the lineup. You never know.
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't have played 2 games because he's out for 2.
Oh, right. Yeah, he's suspended for
still
2.
suspended.
Yeah.
So you won't know if he got
I guess
injured
we'll see
in
on
that.
Tuesday, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was not pretty. And Holmes is a pretty big boy, and
he was mad.
Oh yeah,
that was a fight. That was the thing. Usually sometimes fights happen and it's kind of just boils over and they kind of get over it. He was really mad. That was a fight of anger.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and I agree. That shows Renee's again writing in saying he had to show stand up for the rookie, and I think he did too. As a leader,
yeah,
he wasn't gonna let that go, and
no,
he probably knew. Well, here I go again, but he was the one, and he's the one that would do that. So again, Robbie Holmes kind of showing the character he has, and I didn't want that guy to get hurt, but God, that was stupid.
Yeah,
that was such a dickish move. But again, I in the end, I don't hate him
as a person. No,
I just like to hate the Warriors, and I always will, and that's fine. And they hate us, and we don't want, but just don't want now. The weird thing is now Robbie Holmes, his 4-game suspension ends, and his first game back is against Moose Jaw. Right? Isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, there's a couple in between.
Yeah.
Just
so
he'll get kind of warmed up, and then he'll get skating legs back and be at.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and then that'll be it for his Pat's career. So at least he gets to.
At least it doesn't
end on
his season.
Yeah,
and his career.
Yes.
For that matter. Yeah. Anything else you want to say about that?
No, I'm pretty good there.
Yeah. Some interesting responses. A lot of heated passion about it, which I think in the end is not a terrible thing.
No. Yeah, right? And a little spice to the end of the season here instead of just guys just
playing it out
and coasting. Yeah.
Good. Okay, well that was the first game.
Yeah.
We got 2 more to talk about. So Saskatoon, team that we had a bit of success. They haven't only played them really in the last bit of the season. Yeah.
Really weird
had
schedule.
some success to start. Lost a few, and then so we were kind of wondering what would happen in these games. Now, unfortunately, I sat down to watch the Friday game, and Now, we complained a lot last year about WHL Live, but this year has actually been pretty good until Friday. It did not work. I did not get to see the game. It was funny. The audio would play, the video would freeze, and then the video would play without the audio. It was just a disaster. So I never really did get to see it. You did watch the replay.
Yeah, I watched it this morning. And
so again, Welke getting the start. Looking at statistics.
Yeah, he stopped 37. 37 saves, I think it was.
And
just gave up the 2.
The 2, one being in overtime.
Yeah, on the power play.
Yeah, on a power play. So I don't know, anything you want to say about him in that game?
I thought he played pretty well. There wasn't a ton of grade A scoring chances, but he still made plenty of saves.
Enough, yeah.
Saskatoon didn't generate a ton of saves or scoring chances. The Pats didn't. There's quite a few penalties kind of getting into the third period, kind of back and forth, negating power plays too.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But yeah, like you said, the video was working okay on the replay. There's no sound for the first 15 minutes of the first period, but then the sound kicked in.
Yeah.
And then it was fine the rest of the game.
Okay.
The first goal he gave up, I think he wanted back. It was kind of a looping goal from Colton Dock, and he just kind of whiffed on it with his glove hand. It was a little disappointing that I'm pretty sure he was disappointed in missing that one. But he made some big saves, and so did Nolan Meyer. He made some big saves on the Pats. They had some good scoring chances. They had a couple good scoring chances right after they scored, right after Saskatoon scored. The Pats responded right away, and then they had a really good shift, and then they got caught on a 2-on-1 and took a penalty, and so. But the penalty kill was good during the game, and then Crane took a bad penalty early in the overtime, and they capitalized, and Kyle Krankovic, he just snuck it through Welke. I don't know how, he snuck it through right under his glove, top of his pad, and just snuck it in.
What a player, though.
Yes.
Oh.
He stood out last year, even as a 16-year-old. I thought.
Well, these last few games, wow, his speed is phenomenal. He's going to be a good player for a while.
Yeah. So he scored back-to-back overtime winners here. He had multiple chances, not jumping ahead to Saturday's game, but he had multiple chances in overtime on Saturday night.
Yeah.
It was pretty quick. They finished it pretty quick.
Yeah.
On Friday.
Well, taking a penalty. God.
Yeah. It was unfortunate, but it was a tough one. But Welke, another game, second game in a row for him, and I thought he played pretty well. You get the first game against Moose Jaw, you get a taste, and so you know what to expect. And obviously, playing Saskatoon, a much better team, they've got some good skill.
They do.
And,
they do.
You look at it. It's not just the goalie; it's the whole team. But you look at Friday, they gave up 2 goals, and then you go Saturday night, and they gave up 5 goals, right?
Yeah.
But Strucher's not happy with that game Saturday night, and they didn't play very well.
No. I guess we can just kind of blend into Saturday's game again. Penalties being a problem, kind of cost us that game on Friday. Maybe, right? Taking an overtime penalty is not good.
That's a tough situation.
And so then going into Saturday's game, I think we're really lucky to have got a point out of that. We were lucky we got those 3 goals that Saskatoon was either asleep or I don't know. We were lucky to get those to kind of buffer it. It was like getting a handicap almost.
Yeah.
Because Saskatoon came out in that second period and was freaking good.
Yeah.
They had us running, and they put up 4 or 3.
No, they scored the one with 5 seconds to go in the first period.
Yeah.
That's a tough one to give up.
Brutal.
Any time you give up a goal in the last minute or 2 of the period, that's tough, real tough. And it was 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And then they scored 3 in a row in the second period.
And at the start of the second, we both agreed we can't let this go. We have to either hold them, just weather the storm, maybe get a goal, kind of, because their momentum, they came out strong, and they had us running, and we were really fortunate to not actually probably give up more, and then to get one late in the third, just to tie it up. I think we were really lucky to get a point out of this game.
And even going back to Friday, the Pats.
Yeah, even
Nyhoff
that, yeah.
scored how late?
In the
With
last minute.
40 seconds. to
Right.
tie
So
it up.
2 games that we maybe are lucky to get points out of.
Yeah, see, and there's the difference. Friday, they played well. Like, sure, they
Yeah.
didn't score until the last minute of the game, but they had chances. And Dave alluded to the Friday night game even as well. He's like, it was a much better game. Like, he was much more happy with the Friday night game than the Saturday night game, even though
Yeah.
they only scored a goal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just how the team plays, right?
Yeah. He was really unhappy with Saturdays.
Yeah, I seen some comments online just because he did the radio interview again.
Yeah, he did.
And people were saying he was not happy at all.
No.
Like, yeah, so I've got a couple of minutes after the Saturday night game if we want to listen to that.
Yeah, let's.
And then he goes into, I asked him about Robbins, not giving up him, but trading him away as a young guy and his comments on Robbins. And then I asked him about Carrier because I totally forgot on Tuesday.
Right.
I blanked on him.
I don't think that we played good at all. I think it was even being up 3-0 there in the first period. I think that we were very, very fortunate. I thought that they were running our show, and then the second period was twice as bad. And we had some good shifts in the third period. The message was really simple: as bad as we played the first 40 minutes, we still have a chance to win a hockey game. And we had a little bit of momentum in the third, scored the goal obviously, and then get the point. But the overall game for us as individuals was sloppy at best, and our team game wasn't very good. Discipline, penalties, things that we've been so good at this year. We were just playing so bad. Bad decisions with the puck. Defensively, we played poor. Inconsistent work ethic. I mean, everything that has given us a competitive edge in our games this year, we missed in the first 40 minutes of the game. And like I said, even the little pushes that we had in the third period to get it to overtime, when the opposition has skilled players like Saskatoon does, that worked as hard as they did tonight. When you play bad hockey, it's going to catch up to you. The third period, the things that we did well compared to what we didn't do well in the first 2 periods, there is a little bit of a push, taking advantage of some opportunity. It just turns out that way. Close as far as rivalries go, and it's that nature. So as bad as we did play, there still is that competing.
How's a guy like Tristan Robbins look out there? It's tough to give up on him.
Great player, skill-wise, work ethic. He's one of many on that team that are highly skilled players.
You had him when he was young, and I know you guys liked him, but did you see him doing this at 17?
Yeah, and so did Saskatoon. I mean, that becomes the sacrifice with where we went with hosting the Memorial Cup, and the players that we got were really good for us at the time too. So he's going to be a good player for them. He's going to be even better as he gets older.
That's just, you look at it, that just happens sometimes when you're making those deals, that those young guys sometimes come back.
You move on. It's something that, is a part of that organization now. He's a good kid, good player, and you wish him all the success in the world.
Cole Carrier, he's really kind of coming along here now. You've had him for a little bit.
Yeah, he's, unfortunately he missed last night's game, a little tweak, but he had another good game for us tonight. Moved him up in the lineup, so he's playing more minutes. And as far as development goes, it's good to see, especially with the amount of minutes that our young guys are getting in the second half of the season.
Yeah, a couple goals against Moose Run. Nice setup tonight. You can see that skills kind of starting to come out.
Yeah, so when you get older and those guys get more opportunity, then you can see the outlook isn't so bad as far as the rebuild goes. And you hope they continue to take advantage of the time they get in the last few games here.
That question you just asked to Strush about Carrier, that setup, that was probably one of the nicest goals I'd say I've seen this year by the Pats, in my opinion. It was a beautiful quick break starting, I don't know, about at our blue line. Denemy, just a nice pass to Carrier.
Yeah, chipped
and
up to him.
then beautiful feed over to who ended up scoring that. I just remember I was more the passes, the breakout and whatnot leading up to it.
Moose Jaw game, right?
No, it was last night, was it not?
Or yes, sorry, I was. Who did he? Where is he?
Was it? I don't know. This is the fun of live.
2. Brooke.
Brooke, yes, that's it. Yes, that's
first
why it
goals
was
of
also memorable. Is that Brooke?
Yeah.
Beautiful finish by Brooke. So nice to see him getting that goal, and it was just probably one of my favorite goals of the season. It was just such nice, crisp passing from our end out, setting up that 2-on-1, and it was really nice.
Now you know why I put the numbers on the spreadsheet like
exactly.
I do.
Yeah.
So I know who assisted on which goal.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's good. Anything else you want to say about that game last night?
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough because most of the time they've had consistent efforts, but man, they've been inconsistent, right?
Yeah.
They've had some real poor efforts of late, which is a little disappointing.
Yeah,
but
and I guess that's different. We've seen. You're right. It's the poor efforts being more frequent.
Lately. A little, yeah. Like I mean, obviously we're playing almost every game. We're playing a better team than us, but yeah, it's like, I mean, they battled on Saturday night as opposed to like those Medicine Hat, those Calgary games where we were getting blown out. But that's the thing, they come back, even though they're inconsistent, they can come back with a really good effort, right?
Yeah.
It's this week they had the good effort Friday night, and maybe they were thinking Saturday night, oh well, we have a chance with these guys again, and even with a 3-goal start, maybe they thought, okay, well, hey, this is what we're doing as the players, what we're doing is good enough.
Yeah.
But it obviously wasn't, and it didn't go very well for them the rest of the game. So, yeah, it's a little, but I mean, that's what it is, right? We're not going to have, it's junior hockey. The best teams don't have consistent efforts on every night, right?
True. Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's
the what it is. That's why we like watching junior hockey.
That's why I like it.
Because any team can beat any team any given night.
Yeah.
And so you don't know what's going to happen in a junior hockey game.
True. We had a few other things. I think we should leave the most popular player voting for discussion till later too.
Yeah.
You want to save that one? Sure.
Yeah.
I think that Moose Jaw thing took up. So if you don't know, most popular player voting is live, and that's through the Pats. I saw the link through Twitter. I'm sure you could find it other ways.
Yeah, I'm sure it's on the website too, or wherever.
So it's popular player. So it doesn't have to be the best, or this or that. But so get your votes in for that. We'll talk about our vote later, because I think that's a whole discussion. Playoffs in the WHL, all spots but one really decided. It looks like to be Seattle. Prince George is hoping to make that little move, but
Prince George, though, yeah, they're making a push here. They beat Lethbridge during the week, and then they just beat Vancouver twice this weekend.
Yeah, they're playing good hockey.
Yeah. But the only problem with that is that was their last home game. They've got the next 6 on the road.
When you said that, because I started looking at the points and I thought maybe they can catch Seattle.
And
it's still mathematically possible the way they're playing. Seattle's not that good. And they finish off on the road for 6.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then the thing is with last night, so you got PG playing Vancouver and you got Seattle in Everett. Wow.
You think, okay, we're going to make up points there.
Yeah, exactly.
And they beat them wasn't it 5-1 or something?
Yeah, 5-1. 5-2 I think it was, ended up being. But yeah, and so that stopped Everett's 11-game win streak.
Yeah.
So PG's like, yeah, we won a game, and then they would
get to
the room and they're like, oh, Seattle beat Everett in Everett. Oh, that's a little disheartening, right?
Yeah,
that would have been that if Seattle would have lost, that would have made that pretty tight. But
Clark Monod writing in, hey guys, hey Clark, thanks again for showing us the ropes on Facebook Live. Hopefully it's looking good out there. Now, one thing I do want to talk about. Let's talk about Austin Pratt. So you put out a nice article about him, about his future, possibly being Regina. And when I was reading, I thought, oh yeah. And then I thought, he's actually American. So for him actually to be thinking about staying in Regina, going the CIS route, that it's bigger news than maybe you would think. Just a normal 20-year-old aging out. Not that he can go the NCAA route, but just staying in the country and whatnot, and maybe, who knows, putting down roots here. Not that he's from a long ways away, but
yeah, and he said he really enjoys Regina. He likes the city. He likes being here. He's talked to the coach. I mean, the Cougars are struggling. They need all the help they can get, so he's going to be a definite help to that team. And yeah, so nice to keep an eye on him over the next couple of years, how he does here.
Yeah. So you did get to ask him a question that's been burning us the whole season, and you asked him, and you meant to ask him, and it's kind of been one of those running jokes with us is, I forgot to ask him. So
I know you get down there, the conversation goes one way, and I forget half my questions, and finally asked him about the goal song.
Right. So the goal song, first time we heard it, we're like, what's going on here? Like, why did they pick this? And I think the Pats even said, why did we pick this? They put it out and people were just talking about it. And so what song? I don't even know the name of the song.
It's Two Princes by Spin Doctors.
Two Princes by Spin Doctors.
So that's like from the 90s, mid-90s.
Yeah, like mid-90s, not a great song. Like it's not, you're not like, oh, good, this is on. I guess the thought is that it's
something to do with
Queen City Kids or something. I don't know. So
he didn't. Yeah, he's like, no, the organization picked it. He's
right,
like, I don't even know what song it is. I'm like, yeah, you're probably too young to even know.
Well, that's what we thought, because usually, I can't say usually. I don't know, but you'd think that players would have some input.
The players pick.
Yeah, as a group, like leadership group, or maybe when they listen to they hear on the bus or something.
Yeah, something that's more current.
No, organization picked this. Not
Odd
that
song.
great of a song. I don't know. Everyone hears it and they're like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
So there we.
Finally got to that.
I think people knew why they picked it was that the Queen City Kid part, but whether it was the players or the organization, and it was the organization. So, I don't know, and I was kind of late for my Matt's maybe interesting but probably useless fact of the week. So I was looking through Pratt. He's played every game this season. So Iron Man-ish of the Pats right now.
What about last year? Or am I putting you on the spot?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I know he played almost.
That was
most,
yeah,
if not any.
My plan was to look at that, but I've got a child vomiting all over the place today, so I didn't get to sit and do that. So again, Matt's maybe interesting, but probably useless fact. So you can't find WHL statistics for the Ironman. You could probably find the most games played, but I thought everyone knows Cal Ripken. I don't know what the NFL's was, but so for the NHL, it's Doug Jarvis. He played 964 straight games, and he's not active right now, but that's an insane amount of games straight, and he was a center. That's
in the trenches.
Insane. Yeah. To not get sick,
get some sort of
something,
banged up,
something over 964 games. That's unbelievable to me. The active streak is Keith Yandel with 864, and actually, Patrick Marleau is right behind him with 851. Right, like he's been around. You just for guys not to miss a game in that many is just
that's a lot.
And Phil Kessel,
I remember
he's
hearing
at 843.
Yeah,
I would have thought Babcock, because you just hear of how much a jerk he is.
Yeah,
he would have sat Marleau for one game just to ruin his streak. He would do something like that. It sounds like, but anyway, so that's Matt's maybe interesting but probably useless fact of the week.
All right. So I'll go on Pratt here.
Okay, so you're going to look up.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So he played all 68 last year. So he's on pace to play all 68 this year. So in 17-18 in the Memorial Cup year when we picked him up, he only played 60 games total between Red Deer and Regina.
So we'll have to look back and see where the streak started.
Yeah.
maybe we'll tweet that out this week.
And
so
then
watch
the year
out for
before,
that.
and the year before that, with Red Deer, he played 70. So that's 70 of 72. So he only missed 2 games that season.
Yeah. So he's a grind. He's
Yeah.
a tough kid.
And then
Yeah.
as a 16-year-old, he played 56 of 72. So that's pretty good. But who's going to play the most games this season for the Pats?
Yeah. So this is Chris's
Yeah, maybe my
maybe
question.
interesting but probably useless fact of the week. I don't have a graphic for it, but go for it.
So yeah, I threw this to you because I knew you'd go this way. And well, somebody's going to play 70 games most likely this season, and that's Carson Denemy, because he's going to play, if he stays playing in the lineup for every game. He'll play 2 extra games because Moose Jaw had played 2 more games than Regina had when he got traded here. So
Yeah, so that's a bit of a interest. That's probably more interesting than mine, actually. That he'll get to play 70 games without playoffs. Just the way the trade worked. So, so Renee's writing in. Don't forget, he also has a girl here. That's always a factor, and it absolutely is.
Definitely, yeah.
He
So
probably
he's
has
obviously met somebody here, and
probably has met a young lady.
I
and,
don't divulge into their personal life usually.
No. Sometimes through social media, you'll see little nuggets, but I don't really care.
Yeah. And girls seem to
like hockey players.
Well, yeah, that too. But adjust a person's
change your
mindset.
life.
Yeah, change your life.
They absolutely
Maybe
do.
I'll
I don't know
stay
if
in
my
Regina.
wife is still listening, but my plan before I met her was I would have been in Phoenix because I love the weather there so much, and that was my goal. But here I am in Regina,
still.
but not that that's not what I'm happy with, but they do absolutely change your plans.
Yeah.
Let's we're running a little long here, so let's wrap it up. Let's congratulate Swift Current picking up their first point in how many games?
16 without, so 17 games.
17 games, picked up a point with the overtime loss to Red Deer.
Yeah, we could have used them to
Swift,
win that.
come on. If you're going to do that, get a win.
Yeah.
We could have used those points.
We could have, or Red Deer, to catch Red Deer here.
Yeah, we're right on the heels of them. I think, a point?
We're 1 back with 1 extra game played.
Okay, so we gotta keep up getting those points. Looking forward to this week. Winnipeg on the Wednesday at home, and then kind of a weird. We don't have a game next weekend at home.
Yeah,
that
at home.
is.
Yeah. Well, there's only 2 home games left here.
And
that's it.
You know what? I can't go to that one. I have one game. I have one home game left.
So you're missing.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're not missing the Friday night Moose Jaw game.
No, that's it. That's the game. That's it. I have one home game left.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so we see Winnipeg. We haven't seen them in a while. We see Brandon. We're in Brandon. And then we're in Winnipeg Saturday night.
Yeah.
So a little Manitoba road trip there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it'd be nice to get some points out of this.
I think
Brandon's
playing hot.
Brandon is hot.
And Winnipeg is kind of giving us trouble.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what team shows up. We might be able to get some out. Like we just said, junior hockey, anyone can. Depends on the Pats that show up and the visiting team or the other team that shows up.
Yeah, if we get a couple points, that'd be nice.
I wouldn't be surprised. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if we lose them all. It's just that they're good teams,
yeah,
too.
Oh, yeah,
so,
for sure. It's,
yeah.
And now it's really the home stretch here. How are guys going to respond to these last 6 games?
Yeah. The other thing is those guys have it wrapped up. Playoffs wrapped up. They're just playing for home ice.
That's true. And that's big. That's big for Brandon because if they get home ice advantage, they don't have to go out of town to play their first round games.
Yes. In where?
Verdun.
That's a whole other topic for another show.
Yeah.
I think it's
the winter
crazy.
fair boots them.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later. I can't even get into that.
Off on a tangent again.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's wrap it up for the day. So an interesting week for the Pats. Looking for some points coming up this week. And I think this Facebook Live went well. Thanks for the comments, Aaron and Clark. Matt Rowe on Twitter. You're still watching there. I think you should make your way over to Facebook. I did it. I didn't like it, but I did it too. But I think you should try it. Again, thanks for those comments. They really bring a different element to the show. Again, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We'll be tweeting things out through the week, but really when it comes to showtime, I think Facebook is becoming our best bet here.
All right.
Okay. Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching.